the power of my mind. When I was a child, I lived in a small town. My family was not rich, but we were happy. We had a small house with a garden. My mother loved flowers, and my father worked in a factory. My brother and I played outside every day. We ran in the fields, climbed trees, and laughed a lot. Life was simple, and I was a happy boy. I did not think much about the future. I only thought about playing and having fun. One day, my teacher told us something. She said, "Your mind is powerful. What you think, you become." I did not understand her words. I was young, and I did not think much about it, but those words stayed in my heart. I did not know why, but they felt important. I went home that day and told my mother. She smiled and said, "Yes, my son, our thoughts are important." Then she continued cooking, and I went to play outside. As I grew older, life became harder. My father lost his job, and everything changed. We had little money. My mother was worried all the time. My brother and I could not buy new clothes. Our shoes had holes, but we still wore them. We ate simple food, sometimes only bread and green tea. I saw my parents' faces. They looked tired. They spoke in soft voices at night, thinking we did not hear them. But I heard everything. They worried about money. They worried about our future. I felt sad, but I remember my teacher's words. I started thinking in a new way. Every morning, I told myself life will get better. I will be strong. I will help my family. At first, nothing changed. My father was still without a job. My mother was still worried. But I did not stop. I repeated these words every day. I started to believe them. One day, my friend told me about a job. It was a small job, but I was happy. I helped at a shop, carrying boxes and cleaning the floor. I earned a little money. It was not much, but it was something. I took the money home and gave it to my mother. She looked at me with surprise. Then for the first time in weeks, she smiled. That smile made me feel strong. I learned something important. My thoughts changed my life. When I was sad and worried, life was hard. But when I believed in a better future, small good things started to happen. My teacher was right. My mind was powerful. After I got my first small job, I felt different. I was still young, but I understood something important. My thoughts had power. Every morning, I told myself today will be a good day. Some days were hard, but I kept thinking positive. I worked at the shop and I saved some money. My mother was proud of me. My father was still looking for a job, but he seemed a little happier. I saw hope in his eyes again. That made me happy too. One evening, while I was working, the shop owner watched me. He was an old man with kind eyes. He spoke. "You work hard. You're different from other boys." I smiled and thanked him. Then he asked, "What do you want to do in the future?" I did not know what to say. I had never thought about it before. My life was simple. I only wanted to help my family. But that night, I thought about his question. What did I want to do? What kind of life did I want? The next day, I made a decision. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to grow. I asked the shop owner if I could do more work. He smiled and said yes. He started teaching me small things. He showed me how to talk to customers. He taught me how to count money quickly. I listened carefully and learned fast. I felt proud of myself. I was not just a boy working in a shop. I was learning new skills at home. Things were still not easy. My father tried to find work, but he had no luck. My mother did small jobs for neighbors, like washing clothes and cooking food. My brother and I still wore our old clothes, but something was different. We had hope. I did not feel weak anymore. I felt like I could change things. I believed that life would get better. One day, something special happened. The shop owner called me and said, I have a friend who needs a worker. It is a better job than this. Would you like it? I was surprised. A better job? I did not expect this. I was happy at the shop, but I knew this was a chance. I said yes. He smiled and gave me the address. My heart was full of excitement. That night, I could not sleep. I thought about my journey. I was just a boy from a small town. My family was poor, but my thoughts had changed everything. I believed in a better future, and now good things were happening. My teacher was right. My mind was powerful. The next morning, I woke up early. I wore my cleanest shirt and my best shoes. Even though they were old, I looked at myself in the mirror. This is a new beginning, I told myself. I took a deep breath and walked to the address the shop owner gave me. My heart was beating fast. I did not know what to expect, but I felt ready. When I arrived, I saw a big building. It was a small factory that made furniture. A man greeted me at the door. He was tall and serious. Are you the boy, Mr. William sent? He asked. I nodded. He looked at me for a moment and then said, Follow me. I walked behind him, trying to look confident. Inside, many workers were busy. Some were cutting wood, others were painting chairs. The smell of fresh wood filled the air. The man introduced me to the supervisor. His name was Mr. Mark. He had a kind face, but he spoke firmly. Here we work hard. If you are lazy, you cannot stay, he said. I nodded again. He gave me my first task, sweeping the floor. It was simple, but I did it carefully. I wanted to show them that I was serious. After some time, he gave me another task, carrying wood to the workers. I worked fast and did not complain. Days passed, and I learned more. I watched how the workers made tables and chairs. I listened when they talked about wood and tools. I asked questions when I did not understand something. Mister, Mark noticed my interest one day. He said, You're a smart boy. Would you like to learn how to use the tools? My eyes lit up. Yes, sir, I said. I was excited. He started teaching me small things. He showed me how to measure wood, how to cut it properly, and how to smooth the edges. At first, I made mistakes, but I did not give up. I practiced every day. My hands got stronger and my work got better. I felt proud of myself. I was not just sweeping floors anymore. I was learning a skill at home. My family saw the change in me. My father was still searching for a job, but he smiled more. My mother looked less worried. My brother listened when I told him about my work. I felt like I was bringing hope into our home. One evening, as I was leaving the factory, Mr. Mark called me. You work hard, he said. If you keep learning, you can have a better future. His words stayed in my mind, a better future. I believed in it. I had seen how my thoughts changed my life, and now I was ready for more. Weeks passed, and I continued working at the factory. Every day, I learned something new. I watched the older workers and copied their movements. I practiced cutting wood and using the tools. My hands became faster and my work became better. I started making small pieces of furniture by myself. At first, they were not perfect, but I did not give up. I wanted to improve. I wanted to be good at my work. Mister, Mark watched me closely. One afternoon, he walked to my table and picked up a small wooden stool I made. He looked at it carefully. Then he smiled. "Good work," he said, my heart filled with pride. It was the first time someone praised my work. That evening, I went home feeling happy. I told my family about it, and my mother's eyes shined with joy. My father patted my shoulder. "You're doing well, my son," he said. His words made me feel even stronger. As time passed, I earned more money. It was not much, but it helped my family. My mother could buy better food. My brother got a new pair of shoes. Even my father looked healthier. He was still searching for a job, but now he had hope. I saw it in his eyes. He started believing that life could change. That made me even more determined. One day, something unexpected happened. A rich man visited the factory. He wanted to order special furniture for his new house. He walked around, looking at everything. Then he stopped near my table. He saw a small wooden box I made. He picked it up and examined it carefully. "Who made this?" he asked. "Mister." Mark pointed at me. I felt nervous, but I stood straight. The man smiled. "You have talent," he said. "Keep working hard." Then he bought the box. It was my first sale. I could not believe it. That night, I sat alone in my room and thought about everything. A year ago, I was just a boy with no money and no job. My family was struggling, but I believed things could get better. I told myself every day that I would be strong and that life would change. And now I was working, learning, and even selling my own work. My thoughts had created a new future for me. The next morning, I woke up with a new dream. I did not want to just work in the factory. I wanted to create my own business. I wanted to make my own furniture and sell it. The idea scared me, but also excited me. I knew it would not be easy, but I also knew something else. My mind was powerful, and if I believed in something, I could make it real. After the rich man bought my wooden box, something changed inside me. I started to dream bigger. I did not want to only work for others. I wanted to create my own furniture. I wanted to sell my own work. The idea was scary, but it also made me excited. I knew it would not be easy, but I also knew something important. If I believed in something, I could make it real. The next day I spoke to Mr. Mark. I told him about my dream. He listened carefully and then nodded. "It is a good dream," he said, "but you need to learn more first." His words made sense. I was still young. I had more to learn, so I worked harder. I watched how the best workers did their jobs. I asked more questions. I practiced every free moment I had at home. I told my family about my dream. My mother smiled and said if anyone could do it, you can. My father looked at me with pride. My brother asked, "Can I help you one day?" I laughed and said, "Of course." Their support made me feel stronger. I knew I was not alone. Months passed, and I saved some money. It was not much, but it was a start. I bought a few small tools of my own at night after work. I practiced making simple things, small tables, wooden boxes, picture frames. I worked in a corner of our small house. My hands were tired, but my heart was full of energy. One evening, something special happened. A neighbor visited our home. She saw one of my wooden boxes and asked, "Did you make this?" I nodded. She picked it up, looked at it carefully, and smiled. "I want to buy it," she said. My heart raced. This was the second time someone wanted my work. I sold the box to her, and she told her friends. Soon more people came, asking for small wooden items. My dream was becoming real. I still worked at the factory during the day, but at night, I worked on my own creations. More people heard about me. They asked for chairs, tables, and decorations. My small business was growing. One day, Mark noticed. He called me to his office. "I see your talent," he said. "You're ready for more." Then he did something unexpected. He gave me some old tools from the factory. "Use these," he said. "Start a business." I could not believe it. He believed in me. That night, I sat outside under the stars. I thought about my journey. A year ago, I had no job, no money, and no direction. But I had one thing: belief. I believed in a better future. I believed in myself, and now my life was changing because of that belief. My mind was powerful, and it was creating the life I wanted. With the old tools Mark gave me, I felt ready for the next step. I still worked at the factory, but every evening I worked on my own furniture. My small business was growing. More people in the neighborhood started buying my wooden items. I made chairs, small tables, and beautiful wooden boxes. Each time I finished a piece, I felt proud. I was no longer just a worker. I was a creator. One day, my father came home with good news. He finally found a job. It was not a big job, but it was enough. My mother cried happy tears. My brother hugged him tightly. That night we ate together and laughed. It had been a long time since our home felt so warm. I realized something important. When one person in a family grows, the whole family becomes stronger. My small success gave hope to everyone. A few months later, something amazing happened. A shop owner from the city heard about my work. He came to see me. He looked at my furniture and said, "I want to sell these in my shop." I could not believe it. My work would be in a real shop. I felt nervous, but I remembered everything I had learned. I shook his hand and said yes. I worked harder than ever. I made more furniture, better and stronger than before. My name started to spread. More people came to buy from me. I was still young, but I had built something with my own hands. I thought about my teacher's words. What you think, you become. She was right. I had dreamed of a better life, and I had created it. One evening I sat outside and watched the sky. I thought about my journey. I started with nothing, but I had a powerful mind. I believed in a better future, and I worked for it. Now I had my own business. My family was happy again, and I knew this was only the beginning. My mind had created my future, and it would continue to do so.